Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Four Dads Podcast. Hope you guys have, you know, been enjoying what we've been putting out lately. I know myself, Don Julio's kind of been a little MIA with some of my videos and stuff. Honestly, just been busy. I shared with John. I started a business on top of this as well, and um, just kind of been really taking up my time and for the good. But um, I know I know John, you haven't you were just mentioning you haven't touched your clubs in a while. You've been nerding it out with NCAA. What is it, 25?
Yep, yep,
Right?
yep.
Yeah. Honestly, dude, I'll be straight up with you. I walked into Costco today and I saw the game and it was like $50 instead of the 64 or whatever it is that it is right now. Right. And I was really close to getting it. And I was like, nah, I don't need another game. I'm okay. I don't need it. Right.
Yeah,
But
careful.
then,
It's addicting.
dude, well, I will say the graphics look dope. And then someone, I guess, like you have like legendary players in the game. So like someone did like a montage video of them playing with like the 2005 or no, yeah, 2005 USC Trojans with Reggie Bush, and man, dude was cooking. It was pretty cool. But aside from that, I mean, before we get into the Open, how was your time in slow? How'd you do in that tournament?
Yeah, so I had a men's golf getaway at my church that they hosted 2 days at Cypress Ridge in Arroyo Grande. First time for me playing at that course, and honestly, we played from the whites from that tournament. Four man scramble on both days. I didn't know anybody when I signed up originally, so I just went in as a random and got thrown in with three other guys. Towards the end, or I guess not towards the end, towards right when the tournament was going to start, I actually found out that um, what's his name? I'm blanking right now. Jeff Yamaguchi, who is one of the Avoda fitters with Brandon, he's going with Tom Bailey, who is the Avoda Golf CEO, founder, created the logo, created the clubs, helped out Bryson, got everything started, and his team. So I reached out to them a week and a half, 2 weeks before. I was like, hey, like, because I seen him around and online and on Instagram, he's like going throughout the country right now to go make sure that other clubs throughout the country are able to fit these clubs. And he's like, I want to make sure I'm going to the places to see what I'm working with. I'm not just going to let anybody have access to fit these clubs. I want to give it to, certain people. So I was like, hey, are you going to be able to come out there? And if you so, do you have a team? And he was like, I'm not sure yet at the moment. Everything's been all hectic. I might be there. And he ended up going. And my team had no chance to theirs. Let's just say that one thing. So besides that, that would have been the team that I would love to play with. They looked like they were just absolutely mashing. They had a former Red Sox pitcher, Marcus Walden, if you've ever heard of him from Central. Uh, yeah, he was on their
Been a
team.
long time since I've heard that name, but yeah.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. I met him, talked
Yeah.
to him for a little bit. Greg Pinelli, who's a quarterback coach out here in the Valley, and he's actually really close friends with Josh Allen, who got Josh Allen the hookup of the Avoda Golf irons. Talked to him for a bit. Super nice dude, and yeah, it was a fun tournament, dude. It was fun playing from the whites. I mean, I had some sick shots. I still haven't looked at like 3/4 of the footage that I got. It's only GoPro footage. So you're not gonna have any like zoom in shots or anything, but it was pretty windy, and I had a 7 wood on a par 4 from 287 yards to the pin, and it was one of those holes where the tee box is right here. It kind of allows you to either lay up on the right side, but on the right side it drops about like 90 yards, so you can basically hit like a 5 iron just down to like this little gully, and then you got to hit those 90 yards right back up, or you can just go for it because there's nothing blocking you or anything like that. So, of course, on the second day, two of our guys, a father-son duo, older than me, they ended up leaving early. So it just left me and one of the other guys there, Gabe, and we were taking two shots instead of, just taking one shot each, playing a foursome per se. First shot, I use a 3-wood, and I just hook it terribly. Second shot, I'm like, okay, I'm looking at the what do you call it? I'm looking at the flagstick, and it is wind at your back. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just take my 7-wood, have a nice soft 7-wood from like 290, and just see what happens. And I stick it to about like 30 feet in the back of the green. I didn't even like crush it, but I hadn't hit my 7 wood in about a month and just caught up in the jet. It just took off in there. And I mean, I had some really good shots. I had some really good drives. The first day I was very inconsistent. My drives were either really bad or really good. Um, Not tooting my own horn. I was definitely the better one out of the 4 guys. Great other 3 guys. Great other guys. We had a lot of good conversations, really nice guys. But I was a golfer in the group. The one golfer, the guy Gabe, who I was just telling you about, he's like, yeah, I was one golf club in 2 years. And I'm like, oh, this is gonna be fun. Here we go. Okay. And I'm like, you want to go to the range? He's like, nah, I'm good. I'm like, okay, it's a bold move, man. Okay, not hitting 2 years, and you want to
It's
take
a
the
bold
first shot.
move, Cotton. It's
Yeah,
a bold
exactly.
move.
Exactly. But he had some putts, man. He did drain a few putts. But I hit another 3 wood, like 285 off a slope lie. I was like, what the heck? But first day we struggled. We made par. Um, and on the second day we went 4 under. Um, but Tom Bailey's group won with a 48.
That's unbelievable.
But this is one thing that irks me when it comes to these, which I just found out was a thing. I get it's all for a good cause, but when I get there, they're like, "Would you like to buy any mulligans?" I'm like, "Bro, come on!" Yes, I know that that's a good
It's
cause,
for the
right?
church, man. It's
I
for the church.
No, I get that. No, I get like it's an easy way to like make money and stuff, but like the first day, I think they shot like a 51 with like 8 mulligans or something like that. But like it needs to be known that with whatever score you shoot, whether you won or not, you need to like put in there how many mulligans that they use. Because it'd be nice to have like a day without mulligans and then a day with mulligans. And then just to see, because if you had like $300, dude, you can just put like 30, 40 mulligans there.
That's what it's there for, dude. I've played in so many tournaments where the mulligans come in, and like even the tournament. I think I told you this a long time ago. We played one for the San Francisco Police PAL League, right? So it's like the junior league that they have, and they got all kinds of sports and stuff like that. Dude, our like the guy who brought us in, he spent like $200 on mulligans. So it was like literally every hole we had a mulligan. And I was just like, are you sure? Like, you sure? And he's like, dude. And on top of that, this was the part that kind of got me and my other buddy who was playing with us, who's also a scratch golfer. He's like, dude, if we're it he's like, we're giving strokes back to the field, but we have 2 guys on our team who get 14 strokes.
Gotcha. We
Right.
didn't
So
play
it's
any
like,
handicaps either. So it was just straight up, by the way.
oh, okay, yeah. So they included handicaps and mulligans. So it was like,
Gotcha. That made more sense.
so it was like me and Jimmy, if we got close and we hit the ball onto the green on some of these shorter par fours, it was like we were sitting zero. So it was kind of like, oh, here comes a hole in one. And sure enough, that's where we used the mulligans. It was like, if all 4 of us missed it, which happened like 3 or 4 times, it was like, okay, we're taking a mulligan, each and every single one of us, until it happens. But we played it strategically, and still we fired in a 46, which was really freaking good. Right. And then someone came in with a 36. And literally when that happened, we're like, there's no way. But the tournament director did say, they were like, but with a very genuine or a very courteous donation from this group, they bought I think all of them bought mulligans. So they had mulligans on mulligans on mulligans
Oh my gosh.
that they were using. So it was like, okay, I guess that's the name of the game, right? Like, you pay to win. So I get that. I get that frustration. I get that.
Because like I think to an extent there should be like, okay, if you want, you can get a maximum of 10 mulligans or a maximum of a certain number. So this is not so offset that they put up $1,000 just because they have FU money. They're like, you know what, let's put $1,000 in because I want a name on a trophy. Yeah, it's good for a good cause, but at the same time, it's like that was one of the things that was really irritating because I was like, dude, like the group. So like I was saying, the first day, Tom, he didn't want he's like, we don't want that trophy, the first trophy to win the first day because you just get like a personal trophy. And he's like, I don't really care about that. They wanted the one that will stay at the church with like their names on it engraved and stuff like that. So you see the group that comes up to who shot a 56. And I'm like, there's no way any of you maybe not any of you. That's preaching. Especially after seeing Donald Trump's video with Bryson, they actually smashed it pretty good.
Yeah, that was a pretty
Like
impressive video.
you see these guys, you're like, there's no way 4 of you which would break 80, let alone 85 on your own. But like I I highly doubt you would shoot a 56. But the coolest thing was I know that I might have mentioned something to you with this. We got an email saying, "Hey, there's a surprise, so be on the lookout when you get out here." And we all got like Avoda hats. They were giving away Avoda irons. They brought Bryson's irons out, and there was actually a par 3 where they're like, if you want, you can pay $30 per shot. Use one of Bryson's, 3D printed irons, and if you hit it within 15 feet, you get a brand new set of Avoda irons with his iron. But at the same time, it's like for me, I'm like, that'd be fun, but I don't know how far I hit this club or how far this is going to go. And it wasn't like a flat lie, it was a slope down lie. Um, and apparently, only one person won it. It was the last person to take the shot. And someone on their team gifted everyone like 3 shots, spent like $500 or something, and won a set there. And then the closest to the pin on another one of the holes, I think, won a set as well. If you won long drive, you won a driving iron of Avoda that they're giving away. And for the first shot on the last day, I had that because I made it to the fairway and I was the farthest out there. I heeled my drive 290. And I was like, gosh, man, only having one hole, like it sucks just having one of these. But there was giveaways, raffles. What did I get from the raffle? I won a big umbrella, which I was kind of stoked about, but at the same time, they were giving away another set of Avoda. With that, like Tom was giving away a bunch of sets, dude, and heard some cool stories as well. Like, remember how getting away from that? So I had a good experience. It was fun. Met some good guys. Have a good time. But the first night there was a dinner, and I sat with Tom and Jeff and Marcus and Greg on their table, just talked to them, and they were going over Bryson DeChambeau when the Masters came up, and he just had gotten those irons that like the Tuesday or whatever before the tournament started. Remember how that whole thing was about his irons and like what they were and what brand they were. Apparently, Monday night at 4:30, Tom gets a text from Bryson saying, "Hey, I need those irons overnighted." And Tom's like, "It's 4:30, dude. Like, there's no way that like you're gonna be able to get those things like by tomorrow morning if I drop them right now." And mind you, Tom is, I think, British. He's definitely British. He's from somewhere in the UK, so he doesn't have a license right now. Apparently, he didn't renew it or whatever you need to do. And so he was like, okay, like, how do I get these? And there was like one of these kids out there named Luke. And Luke's like, I'll drive it for you. But the only spot that you can go, apparently, according to Bryson, that will still overnight it around like 5 o'clock at the latest is in downtown Fresno, which you would know from Dragonfly all the way to downtown at 4:35 in traffic, rush hour. That's almost near impossible. And apparently this kid, Luke, I don't know how old he is. I think he's in college, maybe like 2021. He was like, dude, I felt so bad for like cutting everybody off and just doing everything I could to get up into the lanes. I was that guy that drove all the way down and then came off to the side, when you're trying to exit a lane and everyone's pissed at you because you cut someone off. And he's like, sorry. And apparently they got up to, UPS at like 5:10, which is like 10 minutes after the cutoff. And they're like, this needs to go out today. Like, what can we do to get this out? And the guy's like, I mean, they were just about to leave, and I don't know. There's nothing else that we can really do. And he looked at the address. He goes, Augusta. Oh, the Masters going on this week. He goes, yeah, these are Bryson DeChambeau's irons. It's like, what? It's like, yeah, these are going to Bryson at the Masters right now. We need these to get there tomorrow. And the guy goes, okay, hold on. Don't let the plane leave. Keep the plane here. Don't let it go. And apparently they somehow got the irons out to him that he got them that morning and they're all good to go. And yeah,
I honestly thought you're gonna say like the kid got in the car and
no
just
way.
bolted, just drove across, drove all night.
Dude, I've driven across the country, and even if you were to drive all night, it takes like 12 to 15 hours to get to Texas. And that's not even like That's like halfway to Georgia. You still got a long way to go. But yeah, no. That was one of the stories that I was like, wow, okay, that was pretty sick. But
Yeah, that
yeah,
is pretty cool. No, man. I mean, my only question is why didn't you tell me about this sooner? I would have gone with you. We could have played.
I told Stephanie that next year I'm gonna have you come on out for sure.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it was a 2-day
I mean,
thing.
15 feet, dude. Like, okay, and I'm not tooting my own horn. I don't mean to interrupt you, but so this weekend I had a tournament. Placed third.
Nice.
Zero strokes. I came tied for third with two guys ahead of me who had one guy, his handicap is a 30. Double pops on every hole. Okay. So that's the first thing. He didn't come in before me, but I mean he's that bad at a golfer apparently. But the guys who beat me were like one was a 14 and the other was an 11, right? And I almost made two hole-in-ones this weekend. Almost.
What? Oh,
The first one was like it was early in the morning, so the ball like it was still a bit chilly, right? Um Wind a little bit into our face. It was 187 yards. I took like the smoothest 7-iron. Just went from like shoulder to shoulder and just held it. Just this pierce ball. It hits the slope right where I wanted to, jumps forward, comes off the back slope, and it's literally like one rotation. One rotation.
oh,
I had it stand in the shade. No, not that one. Not the one that I sent you the video of. This is
okay,
another
okay,
one. But that was the
okay.
same hole. Just a back pin location on the
Hmm.
right side.
Yeah.
I stood over the ball like with the shade, hoping that the wind would push it. It didn't, so I just tapped it in. Then
Mm.
we go to the next part, or I'm sorry, then we get to the number 13, which on number 12, I was already pissed because I three putted an eagle from 10 feet.
Ooh,
And the
ew.
thing was, we were playing from the blues, and man, I hit probably one of the most piercing and like purest three woods I ever hit from the blue tees. I got right up against the cart path. So I got relief because my foot was on the cart path. So I had 234 into the hole, took my 4-iron and just went middle of the green, hit just the purest iron, middle of the green, hits on, comes down the backside of the slope, and I got 10 feet. I was standing over this putt thinking, okay, I just need to put it right there. And I like jabbed at it, and the ball just took off downhill, rolled out to like another 6 feet. And I'm like,
No,
okay,
no,
it's
no, 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 no.
well, dude, I was just like, okay, I got 6 feet coming back up. At least I didn't leave my birdie, or at least I didn't leave my eagle putt short. And I'm like,
That's one
it's six.
positive.
I was like, it's 6 feet up the hill. Like it's not going to move a lot. I hit it, and dude, I kid you not, the ball went in and then just kind of fell
Oof.
out. And I was like,
Oof.
son of a bitch. So then I tap it in for par. We get to the next
Oh
part. We
man.
get to that par three, bro. 100 and
87 is
100.
it, right?
No,
187?
this par three was 156, 157 yards. Wind was kind of swirling. I took a smooth 9-iron. Dude, the ball never left the pin. It hits in front, hits the pin, just comes straight down. We can't see the ball. So everyone's thinking, oh my God, it went in, it went in. And then like the guys on the next tee were like, it's 2 an inch. Like it's 2 an inch. It's like right there. So then I get up there and just tap it in. I'm like,
Jeez,
crap.
man.
Dude, so close. I mean, I was like, when you told me 15 feet, I'm like, man, dude,
But
15 feet on
no,
a
but
par
think about
three.
that. No, but think about that. That's also with Bryson's irons. So you have to use his iron in order
Yeah.
to put yourself into this. So again, it's something different where at least for the Avodas that I hit, it gives you distance on them. And again, it was like a 30-yard downslope. It wasn't a flat shot.
I
The
probably
other
would have
one that
shown
was
what was the number on the hole? Do you remember?
probably about like 130, 135.
I'm going choke down pitching wedge all day. All day.
a pitching wedge at 135 downhill. That's playing it probably like downhill's less, right? When it's up, it's more club.
Yeah.
So that'd
Yeah.
be playing at like 150, 110.
Yeah,
No?
I just hit a punch. I just hit a punch smooth pitching wedge. You said it's with his club, right? So I'm assuming they have the whole set there, so
Yep.
you can kind of choose.
Mm-hmm.
I would just take a choke down pitching wedge and just play middle of the green. I don't think I would have gone long from 30 yards up, right? Or playing with 30 yards down. I mean,
Well,
I'm talking
yeah.
literally a pitch shot, like not even a full swing. I'm talking hip to hip, smooth middle of the green. I think I could get it there.
I mean,
Well, we'll find out next year.
hey, exactly. If they do it next year, dude, that'd be epic. Because I was thinking, dude, if we can get you, maybe like
Corey.
dude, Corey would be sick, and then like
Hey,
maybe
LeBron's
Kyle.
is starting to golf now.
Is he actually?
Mm-hmm.
Like on the course or driving range?
Yep. Nah, driving range and on the course. He went down to Belmont with the boys last week on Thursday, and apparently he hits the ball pretty well. Everyone was kind of talking about it. So I mean, LeBron's a natural athlete. It's just,
of course.
it's just now just
kind knees.
Well, you're not really. I don't think an ACL tear is really going to mess you up. You don't
I mean, on the knee, on the pressure? No,
I don't know, man. I mean, look at how it's done for Tiger.
Yeah, so well.
Dude, did you see that picture of his leg without the sleeve?
Like it came out of the meat grinder, bro. Ooh.
Bro, well, the accident was bad. They said like his leg was, they said it was kind of like Alex Smith, like when
he's just lucky to have the leg.
Yeah, he's just lucky to have it because they had to dismantle or not dismantle it, but just kind of put it all back together. But yeah, man, I mean, dude, that's awesome though. That sounds like a really fun tournament.
Yeah, no, you could have reached dude. Well, a few of the par fives were like 430 yards, and I'm like, crap, I'm the one who really can. Like, we had some guys who some of the guys they could hit some decent drives, but obviously they weren't going a distance that was going to put us in range of really attacking.
Yeah,
and I didn't really know the layout either. And I had this drive on one of them that was like a 430 yarder, smash it right down the middle. Ends up like 6 inches left of a fairway bunker that I had no idea was there because I just couldn't see it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that was horrible. And again, it was, I don't know if Carmel Valley was very slopey, but this one, a lot of your shots were like, on uneven lies.
Yeah.
So
I would have. I mean, my strategy with those two guys on the first and second day would have been like, you guys go first. I'm going. If you
I know that's how it was.
If you can get something in the fairway at a good number, like I'll just let it rip, and I won't care where it goes.
I lost way too many golf balls, man. I was so pissed at myself.
I
like,
know,
gosh,
dude,
dang it.
That's always the worst. That's where, like, even for me, like if they give you a dozen golf balls, I'll use those. That's
I got a 3-pack, dude. I got a 3-pack of what are the Max Fly straights.
There you go.
Dude, my drives were flying straight.
Yeah, flying left and right.
Yeah.
No, but okay. So again, that's awesome. I know you wanted to touch on some pieces about the Open. Like, what did you think?
Dude, to be honest, I did not watch much of it. I mean, I was
it was at a tough time. It was at a tough time.
It was. I mean, I watched it maybe in the mornings, but it ended on Sunday, and I forgot what we were doing. But I don't even think I got a notification on my phone, which was really weird. Normally, I get Bryson DeChambeau won, or whatever, and I had to look it up individually on my score app, and I'm like, oh, Xander won, cool, good for him, because I thought it was going to be Justin Rose for the first few days, based off of him scoring low. And then the craziest thing that I thought that happened was Shane Lowry on the back nine. What was it? Was it the third Saturday or was it Friday where he was just like leading for like 2 days, and then he was 1 under and then shot like 6 over on the back nine, like
cursing at fans. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he lost it. I will say, so like I didn't get a lot of coverage on Friday and Saturday, or I didn't watch any of it on Thursday. I saw JT was leading like in the beginning.
Yeah, that was a shocker. I was like, whoa, okay. Yeah, I know he won the Scottish Open.
I was happy to see that he made the cut, but then like dude, when I saw Rory, Finau, freaking like all these guys just at like plus 14. I mean, Tiger finished at like plus 14. Like,
dude, Rory at plus 12. I was like,
When I saw who was up there and like who had made the cut and who didn't, I was like, man, everyone's DraftKings is probably just gone to crap right now.
Except for the guy
Um,
who put like a 25 cent throw in these random
yeah,
dudes he's never heard in. And he's like, whoa, my God.
yeah. But from Saturday to Sunday, dude, it was literally just back to back. Like one guy was moving up, then all of a sudden made a bogey, moved 2 places down. Then he comes back, makes a birdie, gets those 2 places back. And then on Sunday, I mean, dude, it was anybody's tournament to win at that point. But to see Xander come all the way back and just
Hang
make
on,
pars
man.
from like 6 feet, right, with the wind,
Yeah,
everything
the
that was kind of
conditions were
going on.
brutal. It looked
Yeah,
so windy.
it was impressive because I mean Billy Herschel was in the lead at one
I
point.
was
Then
like,
that
there's no way Billy's gonna win this.
dude,
There's
I
no
didn't want
way.
Billy to win. I was like, how is this guy hanging on? And then the kid from South Africa, Lawrence, was like, he was in the running. Rose was there. Like there
Russell
was,
Henley
yeah,
came in
Russell
the answer.
Henley was
And
coming up.
John
Like,
Rahm. John Rahm was there
yeah,
too.
Rom was there for a little
Yeah.
bit. Then when he hit that ball, that was like along the train line. I think it was number 11. He hit this cut to where it was like it was perfect. Then all of a sudden you hear him on the mic. He's like, "Oh, the wind picked up, and the ball just lands in the thick fescue, and
Mm.
like all of the ball like watchers are looking and looking. They can't find it, and it was just like, oh, there he goes. He's done. Like it was just so unfortunate, bro. But it was a pretty intense finish, and then just to see, I mean, even the clip that I had posted on the page where um Scheffler was like falling asleep.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah. I
Like,
saw that.
dude, he was doing that on a few holes, and then finally they got it really good. I'm like, oh, I got to rewind it and capture that again. Like
Hmm.
when you're traveling so much and yet still taking a kid or taking care of a kid, I'm like, everyone's been there, dude. Like,
So many time zones too doesn't help either, you
oh
know? Like,
yeah,
oh,
oh yeah, but
man.
hell of a tournament. It was great. It was awesome to see Xander win. And obviously it's always great that his dad's with him there all the time. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
man, I
like,
thought I thought it was a good tournament.
I just for the players, I would hate to play in that tournament. Even though it's like, oh, it's the Open, it's like the oldest, major ever. Like it's always windy. It's always cold. It's always potentially going to be raining. It's always wet. And it's such a different environment. Like we talked about on this podcast before, it's one that you really can't prepare for,
Yeah.
unless you play in the DP World Tour and you're playing in Europe. You have all that wind. It's so much more humid out here. It's so much more dry out here. It's not as wet, at least consistently. At least when it's wet out here in the summer, it's hot. It's not
Yeah.
cold. And you're not in layers, just where the wet keeps you cold. And dude, one thing I always hated in sports is just playing in rain. I hated playing in rain. Obviously, baseball's not a good sport to play in the rain compared to like football or soccer or something like that, which is a little bit more forgiving. But like, there's no way if it's raining and I'm on the golf course, which it hasn't happened in 5 years, knock on wood. Um, dude, like I don't want to. Like it just unless it's like everyone that goes to Bandon Dunes, I feel like 95% of the time it's miserable weather. And I'm like, that course could be so awesome if it just had nice weather, like decent weather,
But
you know?
I mean, that's like the same thing if you were to go to Ireland. Like you go there, you're guaranteed to at least see some 60, some 30 to 60 mile an hour winds that just you got to play it, right? I mean,
I
that and
know.
I think that's like one of the I think that's like one of the kind of the beautiful things about golf is like you think about a soccer ball, your ball's on the ball's on the ground, you just got to control it, take care of it, and pass it along and do what it is, right? Just make sure to keep your footing if it's wet.
Mhm.
Baseball, it's like you're constantly switching out the ball. You got to make sure that the ump is tossing the balls back over to the dugout, so the ball boy's rubbing them down, putting rosin on them, doing everything to do it right.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, but golf is just one of the ones where it's like, yeah, you can mark your ball, you can wipe it off, you can get all the mud off of it, right? But then you still have to hit that ball in potentially standing water, right? You still got
Mhm.
to hit that thing, catch all ball. I mean, it really takes a lot of skill to know those points of attacks of like, okay, I got to catch all ball here. I'm going to come real steep on this and just hit it out that way. Then not only that, then you got to calculate how much, where's the wind coming from? It's coming from the right hand side and going left. How far do I want to start this thing? Knowing that you're going to come down and probably hit the cleanest ball that you've hit all day. Right. And you know it's going to have more action to it. How much are you willing to play on it? Right. And so there's so many different factors that go into the game of golf that I think make it just the hardest, just one of the hardest sports in the world. But
you ever seen that Phil Mickelson clip? Where he's like, oh, if you play here, you got to play this. The grass. The grass does this. If it's wet, it does that. If it's hot, it does this. If it's cool, it does
Georgia.
this.
If it's Georgia,
like, oh
you know it's going to fly 3 yards shorter.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, totally, yeah.
David Fairdy's like, I've never thought of that in my life. I just hit the ball.
What am I?
Yeah, that's a great clip. I mean, I mean, he brings up very solid points, right? But that was pretty funny to see him in the in the primos throughout the weekend.
Man, good old Phil.
I know. Yeah, but other than that, man, I think I'm going on me, Bronze, and Martin are going to go on a fishing trip out in Monterey Friday and Saturday. So I'm not going to be touching my clubs this weekend.
You're going to Monterey and you're not golfing.
Yeah, I know.
Are you okay? Blink right now if you are in trouble. If you need help.
Yeah. So I won't be playing. I won't be playing any over there. Crazy story. So I gotta buy a new GoPro. I tried to do what we did at I wish I had the video to show you, but I tried to do what we did at Carmen Valley Ranch, where we were putting it kind of like in front of us and hit the ball.
Oh no.
So I was like, I'm on an elevated tee box. I'll put it on the the blue tees, right? Since I'm playing from the tips.
Yeah.
And this was just a random afternoon that I got out. And so I took a 3-wood from the tips and I was like, yeah, there's no way in hell I'm going to hit my GoPro. There's no way, right? It was just facing at me straight on. Dude, no. I hit one of those low ones like I did at Carmel Valley Ranch and just squared my GoPro. The thing shattered. Like, dude, the whole thing just went like this. Boom! And my buddy
spontaneously combusted, huh?
My buddy Corey was like, well, I guess you could say it really got a good angle on it. But the thing just exploded.
Dude, did you find the memory card?
No, I didn't.
Bro, you gotta do whatever. You should have done whatever you could.
I looked all over, but it was like, so in between the tee box, there's fescue right on that hole.
Okay.
So when it hit, like first the piece, like the arm, like just fell down, but the GoPro literally just incinerated. It just blew up. Like the only thing that I found, which is in my bag, is like the camera frame. That's the only thing that was still there. I hit it square and the thing just went.
Dude, that's so sick.
Yeah. So I put in a claim to GoPro saying that it was ran over, and they're like, okay, yeah, you got the warranty. And I checked my thing. I'm like, oh, I got the warranty. So they're gonna send me a new one.
Got ran over by a golf ball.
Yeah. Man, so they were just like, do you have any photos to show? I'm like, dude, it's not even existent anymore. Like, it's just completely smashed. Like, okay, no worries. Like, you have the warranty. It's fine. So it's pretty cool though.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Dang. Well, that's a funny little story. Thanks for sharing that one.
Yeah, I wanted to say that one for the end.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Well, let's wrap it up here, and hopefully you enjoy your fishing trip. Don't go any after sharks or anything like that. You know, you got a second girl on the way, so you want to make sure to stay away.
Good thing I got a good life insurance policy.
Boy, don't tell that to your wife. No, it's okay. I got a good life insurance policy. You're
Dude,
fine.
do you think it'd be liberal of me if I wore a Patagonia hat?
I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know either. I was like, what's something I could wear that's like kind of fishing attire. My dad's like, "Oh yeah, you got to make sure you dress warm." He's like, "It's cold out there." I'm like, "Yeah, I know it's Monterey, but I'm still gonna go in shorts. I'm gonna wear
You're that
pants,
guy. Oh
dude."
boy.
I look. My whole thing is that I'm thinking that, okay, if I have to go into the water, something happens, right? Like, I'm not wearing pants. Like, I'm not wearing pants. I want to make sure that I have something that I can actually like kick my feet around and be a swimmer,
Oh my god.
um,
Just get the
so
pull aparts, dude, from like elementary school. It just like have like the pants and you can just unzip it. And then you got the shorts as well. So if you need to go out, you just unzip your shorts really quick into pants or pants to shorts, and you're good to go.
I guess, but so I'm gonna rock that with like just my my fishing long sleeve that like I wear when I go fishing over here. And then I'm gonna rock like a windbreaker, and then I'm gonna take one bigger jacket just in case it gets chilly, and a hat. That's it.
Solid. Solid.
Yeah.
For
I'm
sure.
gonna take a backpack of snacks.
A lot of snacks. A lot
I'm
of
gonna have
snacks.
some Smuckers in there. Yeah.
All right. Well, have a safe trip out
Or
there, guys.
an uncrustable. There you
You
go.
can't go wrong with Uncrustables. They're
Yeah, just a
those are
guy
the
sitting there
gems.
just eating Smuckers like strawberry, like straight from the jar. What's
Rough
wrong with
day.
this guy?
Rough day, huh?
Yeah. What's wrong with this guy?
All right. Well, that'll do it for another episode of Four Dads Podcast. Have a good week, everybody. Take care.